Hello. It's me, the Amateur's Guide to Bombline Guy, and I'm playing a very different game today. I've actually had this script in the works since the start of the Easter event, which was... oh, damn. Yeah, I've been working on this for quite a while. I'll be going through the general gameplay, tunes, and twisteds today. Everything else will be covered in my next guide. This was originally all going to be in one video, but for the sake of wanting to get a guide out as soon as possible, as well as my own sanity, I split it into two parts. That being said, this is the Amateur's Guide to Dandy's World Part 1. Let's get started. Now you might be wondering, what's this game like? Take Dead by Daylight, make it PvE, and give it a mascot horror aesthetic. That's it, that's the video. Nah, I'm just kidding, you've seen how long this is. You're working for the box demon, Dandy, and you're in his world now. It's your job to team up with up to 7 other people and descend into the abandoned depths of Garden View to extract ichor from machines on each floor. But watch out, because this isn't a simple walk in the park. Evil versions of the Toons called Twisteds will do everything they can to stop you from contributing to the ichor operation. Your goal is to get as far as you can until you inevitably die. Fuck. Onto the general gameplay first. WASD to move, hold left shift to sprint. Press F to use an active ability if your Toon has one. Like I said before, your goal is to extract ichor from machines on each floor and avoid the Twisteds at all costs. When you hear this sound, you've been spotted and you better run. When running away, watch where you're going so you don't end up like me here. I wasn't looking the right way. Machines start at 4 and gradually increase depending on player count as you progress, except for Dial's floor, which will always have 25. While extracting, a skill check will appear every now and then. Completing it will add ichor to the machine. Failing it will play an extremely loud incorrect buzzer, temporarily pause extraction, and alert nearby Twisteds. There's two types of machines. Default machines' skill checks are on a bar, and you gotta hit it when the line is within the skill check window. Circle machines are similar, except it's circle-shaped, faster, and shows up on the randomized part of the screen. Always be aware of your surroundings, especially when extracting, so you don't end up like me here. Oh, who? Oh, shit!
Oh, did you die?
Yeah. Completing a machine will give you 0 to 5 ichor depending on how much you've contributed to its extraction and 10 tapes. Communication is key and stickers can help with that. Press Q and you can use up to 6 stickers. The one I use the most is GTE, meaning get to elevator. Use this when you or someone else is on the last machine. On last can also be used if you're on the last machine. I call out some items, especially health kits, and I also like calling out specific Twisteds like all the mains, Razzle Dazzle, and Roger. You can collect research on encountered Twisteds, which is essential to unlocking certain tunes and trinkets. In most circumstances, research capsules grant 1% and getting spotted grants 5%. There are 2 different events that can happen on each floor, with that chance increasing as you progress starting at floor 3. Blackouts turn out all the lights, making it very difficult to see. Guess Dandy couldn't pay the electric bill or something. Luckily, all tunes emit some light, with light-producing tunes glowing brighter. Ichor leaks will place large puddles of ichor around the map, inflicting tunes with illness 3 for 20 seconds. I'll be going over the debuffs a little later. Once all machines are completed, panic mode will start, and everyone has a default of 30 seconds to get back to the elevator while Twisteds gain a 25% speed boost. If you don't make it in time, you die. After each odd floor, Dandy's shop will appear and you can spend your well-earned tapes to buy up to 3 randomly selected items. After each even floor, you vote between 3 randomly selected cards that for the most part add a modifier. Each card can only be used once. I'll go over the cards in a little bit. I want to go over the different types of runs first. When looking to join a match, you'll find people recruiting for specific runs. Normal run is your standard run, no further explanation needed. Main run means you can only play as a main character Toon. Dandy run means no buying items from Dandy's shop so that Twisted Dandy spawns. Dial run means voting for the times out card when it appears so that Twisted Dial spawns. Long run means getting to a late floor. The target floor varies, but I've seen people say 20, 30, and even 50. Main hunts are centered around getting research from main tunes. Griefing or death runs are basically intentionally leading Twisteds to other players to kill them. Do not do this in other runs, you're a piece of shit if you do that. If I see you griefing in a non-griefing run, I will smack you. In Item Asylum. Also, don't exclude specific tunes from your runs unless if you're doing a main-only run or only want your team to be all one tune. One time I saw someone hosting a run that included everyone but Roger and Goob, so I switched to someone else to join the run, and right before I started I switched back to Roger completely out of spite. The host wasn't happy and said he hates Roger mains because they're too lazy to play the game. And like, motherfucker, I don't have time to play this game all the time. I have real life stuff and I play other games too. He apparently reported me with his 7 alt accounts, but I never got banned, and he died on floor 3, so tough shit for him, I guess. And also, what's there to hate about Roger? His design is good, his ability is great, and I think this skin is really funny. If I see you excluding specific tunes from your runs, I will smack you. In Item Asylum. Alright, I got a little off topic there. Now onto the cards. First Aid and Medical Attention heals every Toon by 1 heart. Blind Grab and Lost and Found will give every Toon 1 random item if they have an empty inventory slot. Spare Change and Penny Pincher gives everyone 45 tapes. Frugal applies a 10% discount to all items in Dandy's shop. Decency and Etiquette adds 5 seconds to the elevator panic timer. Well-Paced and Endurance increases everyone's max stamina by 10. Sparkplug makes Toons glow slightly brighter in blackouts. Piping Tape decreases the chance of an Ichor leak occurring. Electrician decreases the chance of a blackout occurring. Avaricious, oh, that's not how you pronounce that. Avaricious and Covetous slightly increases the chances of rare items appearing on floors and in Dandy's shop. Suppression reduces the amount of speed Twisteds gain during panic mode by 5%. Tech Savvy decreases extraction time by 5 seconds. Rehearsal and Practice decreases Toon active ability cooldowns by 5 seconds. And finally, Time's Up brings you to Dial's floor and will give you 50 extra stamina upon completion. I'll go over that later. Before I get to the Toons, I'll quickly go over the 4 debuffs that can be applied to you. Illness reduces your skill check size. Slow reduces your movement speed. Tired decreases your stamina regeneration. And Confuse reduces your extraction speed. Now to the Toons themselves. There's 34 playable Toons and there's 2 types, regulars and mains. Regular Toons have 1 ability and 3 hearts while mains have 2 abilities but only 2 hearts. Regular Toons can either have an active or passive ability and mains have 1 of each. I'll be showing each Toon's stats, ability type when applicable, active ability cooldown time, and unlock requirements on screen since listing them off will get really repetitive. On to the regulars first. Boxton is one of 2 starters. He gains 6% more extraction speed for each living teammate, maxing out at 48%. Poppy, the other starter, gets a 50% speed boost for 3 seconds after being hit. Blot places down a decoy that attracts nearby Twisteds. These decoys have 1 heart and cost 10 tapes to place down. The price increases by 10 tapes for each Blot on the team. He's also a pain in the ass to get.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that? What is that?
Quell. Briny makes all Twisteds visible during blackouts for 8 seconds. Brush's toggleable ability is her entering painting mode, inspiring nearby Toons. This gives him a 25% skill check boost and gives her a 25% speed nerf. Connie goes invisible to all Twisteds except for lethals for 5 seconds. She's the stealthy type like Shuriken Fighting or having espionage Shuriken bomb line. Go play bomb line, by the way. Cosmo gets 1 of his own hearts to heal a targeted Toon, which cannot be done past 1 heart. Finn gains a 33% speed boost when a machine is completed for 10 seconds. Flutter dashes forward for 0.75 seconds. Gigi gives herself a random item from any tier, including shop exclusive items. Blitzen travels to a mirror, instantly teleporting himself to a targeted Toon regardless of line of sight. This can inflict Confusion 3. Goob can pull Toons directly to him as long as he can see them. Louie's movement speed increases by 20% for each heart loss and will lose that speed boost when healed. He also deflates a bit when damaged, and I think that's funny. Razzle Dazzle swaps between increased movement and extraction speed on odd and even floors respectively. Roger gains double the research compared to everyone else, gaining 2% per capsule and 10% when first spotted by a Twisted. Prepare to see him everywhere whenever a new Toon is added.
But my lord, there is no such force.
Scraps pulls herself towards a Toon or machine as long as she can see them. Shrimpo is bad at everything, has the lowest stealth in the game, and hates almost everything. That's it, that's a specialty. Side note, he has 1 unconfirmed thing that he likes, and I headcanon that he likes frying rice. Tegan can spend 75 tapes to heal herself by 1 heart. Tisha creates a pulse that increases all surrounding Toons' movement speed by 25% for 5 seconds. Toodles rolls for a 15% boost to a random stat for 10 seconds. Yada drops 2 random candies after completing a machine and 4 random candies if she's hit. Also, whenever I read her name, I just think of this video.
Not the Yadas! Not the Yadas! That shit.
Cole highlights all items on the floor for 10 seconds. Ginger is basically Cosmo but worse, having the same healing ability but with a longer cooldown. The only reason I can think of is the bite in her head inhibiting her brain function. Luckily for her, she has a planned rework. Rudy charges forward quickly for 0.4 seconds. Coco places a bonbon that can be picked up by anyone. Exon whacks a machine with his cane when first getting on it. This can only be used once per machine. Flight places a gust at its location for 10 seconds, which grants a 15% speed boost for anyone who walks through it. And now to the mains. Astro has an active that fully restores the stamina of all surrounding Toons, and a passive where he regenerates stamina 50% faster and can see Toons below 50% stamina around the map. Pebble has an active where he barks loudly, attracting any nearby Twisteds, and a passive where all nearby items are highlighted. Shelly has an active where she boosts the extraction speed of a selected Toon by 75% for 15 seconds, and a passive where she gains a 10-second 25% speed boost every time a machine is completed. Sprout has an active where he can heal a selected Toon at the price of 100 tapes, and a passive where he can see all alive Toons in the current health status. V has an active where she highlights all Twisteds on the floor for 5 seconds, and a passive where she highlights the 2 nearest uncompleted machines. Now you likely noticed that I left out a couple tunes, and that's because I unfortunately wasn't able to get the holiday mains in time. Bobette because I started playing the event way too late, and Bassie because she only showed up in one of my runs, and I was playing nearly every day since that event started. And in my experience, not many people play as them, especially Bobette, so sorry guys, I can't give guidance on them.
Hey.
Oh, hi.
It's me, the guy that's usually either in the background of, or just a friend playing with Pineapple in his videos, but today I am taking a more direct role. As my friend has just stated, he wasn't able to get his hands on the holiday mains, or Cole for some reason. But I did. Because of this, I'm here to give you my own rundown of these two tunes, who I don't think get enough respect. Starting with the first event main to come out, Bobette Carolyn. A bit of a mixed bag when it comes to stats, as she has a 4-star skill check and a 5-star stamina, however she only has 2 stars in both stealth and extraction speed. Her active ability, Precious Packaging, has Bobette duck into a box to completely take Twisted attention off of her, and make her completely invulnerable for 8 seconds, with the trade-off of not being able to move or cancel the ability early in those 8 seconds. Her passive, however, generates an aura around her that boosts stamina regen for tunes by 50%. If you're using Bobette, you're more than likely going to be running with a survival loadout, or perhaps an extractor. However, her stats can also make her a strong distractor with that low stealth and high stamina. Although your 2 abilities might be a little counterintuitive, since you're out of the way from the other tunes, meaning your aura won't be of much use, and your active being designated to some sort of panic option if I had to guess. My main personal pick would be basic extracting trinkets like Magnifying Glass and Participation Award, maybe even a Star Pill to help recharge her deep stamina pool that much faster. Moving on to the other end, we have Bassie. While Bobette can be a bit of help, in my opinion, Bassie is the supreme survivalist tune. 5-star movement speed and 4-star stamina and health means she can get anywhere quickly. But that's not what makes her a good survivalist. That would be her insane abilities. Springful Sharing and Easter Basket allow Bassie to drop items as well as being able to hold an extra. You want to hoard a lot, because whatever it is that you're holding, say any sort of healing item or stamina replenishing item, can be rushed in and dropped off without any issue due to her high stealth. Since the time for her active is nothing, this means she has fantastic synergy with the Dogbone and Feather Duster. If you need a sun boost, just drop whatever it is you're holding, pick it right back up, and off you go. This used to be much stronger, but with the recent footage of Bassie players being able to distract Dial, it was understandably nerfed. Another way of supporting your team is by using a trinket combination that includes the Dandy Plush, since you can stock up on items that you can disperse to other players. Hell, you're basically putting Cosmo and Sprout out of a job if you can consistently find heals. Alright, I'm out. I gotta go grind on Archived. Call me if you need me for like a Flappy Man or Baby T video. I don't know.
Alright, thanks a bunch. Okay, I think that's all of them. I recommend you play into your tune's strengths. Tunes like Roger and V are good for extracting, tunes like Pebble and Goob are good for distracting, and tunes like Cosmo and Tisha are good for support. That being said, some tunes can fill multiple roles. For example, Louie can be a good distractor with his high speed at 1 heart, but also has a good skill check stat and can be good for extracting. Take a good look at each tune's stats and abilities and determine who's good at what. They're pretty self-explanatory. And you might say, well, technically, tunes don't have specified roles. And while the game doesn't explicitly state a tune's role, answer me this. If your extraction stat looks like this, your speed stat looks like this, and especially when your stealth stat looks like this, do you really think you're meant to extract? Yeah, I didn't think so. If I see you extracting as a distractor, I will smack you. In Item Asylum. I'll get into how I feel about distractors in my second guide since I know it's a highly debated subject. Now into the Twisteds. Most Twisteds will wander aimlessly, pausing for about 2 seconds before walking in a different direction. Speed is how fast they move, attention span is how long it takes to lose them when you're out of sight, and detection range is how close they have to be to spot you. Assume everyone's stats to be average unless stated otherwise. I'll be putting the rarities on screen. I'm leaving out the event Twisteds since it's impossible to get footage of them right now, but if I ever make guides on the events they're in, then I'll cover them there. Twisted Boxton, Brusha, Cosmo, Louie, Poppy, Shrimpo, Tisha, and Yada have no special abilities. Brusha's detection range is extremely high, while Louie's is above average. Shrimpo is a little slower but has a slightly higher attention span. Tisha idles for 10 seconds instead of the usual 2. Yada has above average speed. Twisted Brightney has above average attention span and detection range and rerolls the chance for a blackout. She's not hard to miss due to her red glow. I also like calling her Darkney. Twisted Connie is very different. Instead of actively chasing you, she doesn't detect you at all and instead floats around aimlessly, periodically possessing machines. Possessed machines will rattle, the wheel wobbles, and the light will blink blue. On top of that, it'll appear 99% 99% complete if it was already completed beforehand. She'll hit you if you try to extract from a possessed machine. Twisted Fin is very slow and gives you slowness 3 for 5 seconds upon completing a machine. Twisted Razzle Dazzle is 1 of 3 static Twisteds. They'll stay in one spot and will have a circle of vines surrounding them. Sprinting inside the circle will activate them and hit you if you don't make it out in time. Twisted Roger is also static, hiding in a fake research capsule that doesn't have any film. Picking it up will cause him to rise out, inflict you with slow and confused 3, and shoot you with a laser if you're still in its attack range. Accidentally activating him actually makes me jump. Twisted Tegan has slightly above average speed and attention span and steals a 4th or an 8th of your tapes upon attacking you. Twisted Toodles is very fast but has a low attention span. Twisted Blah is also stationary and instead attacks with an Igor hand he occasionally moves around the map. Every now and then he'll fall asleep for 10 seconds and the hand will move. Twisted Flutter's roaming and chase speeds are the same, she doesn't stop moving when roaming, and she has an above average attention span. Twisted Gigi has an above average speed, high attention span, and will attempt to steal one of your items every 10 seconds. Twisted Glisten is quite different from the others. He'll require someone to stay by him to prevent the meter above his head from going up. If the meter is filled or panic mode starts, he'll become enraged, vastly increasing his movement speed and attention span. Twisted Goob has slow speed and a high attention span and will attempt to pull you towards him every 10 seconds. Twisted Scraps has slow speed, above average attention span, and attacks Toons within her line of sight at range every 12 seconds. And now into the mains. Twisted Astro checks machines with a failed skill check and will remove 50% of the progress if he's not chasing someone. He'll also apply Tired 3 to anyone he's chasing. Twisted Pebble's an actual run ender. He's extremely fast, has above average attention span, and extremely high detection range. Fucking feral creature he is, look at this thing.
Hey, how y'all? Get your fucking dog, bitch! It don't bite. Yes, it do!
Twisted Shelly is fast, has below average detection range, and applies Confuse 1 to everyone on the floor. Twisted Sprout will leave a tendril under a tune upon spotting one. If you stay on it for too long, it'll deal 1 heart of damage. Each tendril lasts for 15 seconds, has a cooldown of 10 seconds, and a max of 2 at a time. Twisted V does quite a lot. She has an above average attention span and detection range. Every now and then, she'll spawn 3 pop-up beds on your screen and will spawn 1 when spotting you. She'll also occasionally apply Slow 2 to anyone she's chasing and can detect failed skill checks and stealth decreasing effects from anywhere on the map. Main Twisteds are easily detectable by having very audible footsteps, so it's thankfully not hard to miss them. Keep your ears open. And now to the lethal Twisteds, which are the only ones that can one-shot you and spawn under special conditions. Twisted Danny has a chance of spawning after not buying anything from a shop 3 times in a row. He's slow but has a very high attention span. When not preoccupied by another tune, he's alerted by failed skill checks, stealth decreasing effects, and completed machines. He also plays a music box cover of Claire de Lune, so he's not hard to miss. Twisted Dial spawns on his own special floor that's activated when picking the Time's Up card. His floor has 25 machines and gives you 50 extra stamina upon completion. He becomes faster the longer a player is in his line of sight, therefore being undistractable. If he spots you, you better hide, and it's a good thing his attention span is low. The meter above his head shows how fast he's going and can be useful for spotting him in a blackout. Like V, he is also alerted by failed skill checks and stealth decreasing effects. He makes these machine noises that sound really cool and make him not hard to miss. And there you go, that's the first part of my Daniel's World guide. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you want to see more videos from me, then feel free to subscribe, and if you're new here, then feel free to check out my other videos. I'll be covering the items, trinkets, other general gameplay tips, and some suggestions in my second video, but I'll be making a couple suggestions now. It would be pretty cool if the tune you're playing as showed up next to your name in chat like what fighting does, that way I can know who's who since I often forget mid-match. And I wish stickers would pin your location, at the very least the ones pointing out an item. If I missed anything related to what I covered here, be sure to let me know and I'll put it on my second guide. I could talk about the ships, but they're not relevant to this video and my opinions on them would set the community ablaze. That being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.